was afraid this moment would come. First of all, if you've been to the spring concert before, you know that I usually try to sing every year. Not tonight. I just can't do it. I don't think I'd make it through. I'm not sure I'll make it through talking. But in 6 years, those of you who've known me over the 6 years know that I'm a changed man. I don't look, act, feel the same. You know, if you've been around Judson High School, that it's a changed place. This is a changed world. A few things have been constant that make it ever so difficult to leave a place like Judson High School for a man like me. Wonderful, underrated, often-maligned administrators. People that are great to work for, who will back you up, who will tell you what they need to tell you, who will do what they need to do to run a school on no money, who can get blood out of a turnip, who can motivate, who can manage, who can cajole. Working for great people like Eddie Parsley and his staff of administrators. All I ever hear at my conventions is people complain about their administrators. And in all honesty, I very seldom did have to. They're good people, and they work hard. Remember that, parents. Next time you want to give them a hard time. Wonderful professional colleagues. People who do a job that is thankless. You, the parents that are here tonight, are the few that are supportive, but the teachers at Judson High School are a terrific bunch. They're working for less money than most of the teachers in this town, let alone most of the teachers in this country, let alone most of the professional people with a college education in this country. And as a group, they're not concerned with when their next break is or when they can go home or how many days off they get next year. As a group, they're concerned with what can we do for these kids? How much harder can I work? What can we do for these individuals? How can we work together to make the lives better for these kids and their education better? When I hear people complain about lazy, unmotivated teachers, I know they're not talking about Judson High School, and I know a lot of you are here tonight for the kids. And on their behalf, I thank you for the support that you give this program. And I thank you on my behalf. Wonderful, dedicated, loving parents. It seems like every week when I get my issue of Newsweek magazine, there's at least a blurb in there somewhere about how the whole problem in this country is bad parents. They don't know our choir parents. As you saw before, an example of the people, and I'm just quite certain that we've forgotten somebody, and if you're the one we forgot, I'm sorry. We really tried hard to get everybody covered tonight, but people who will come at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning to drop their student off, who will volunteer to take days off from work to go on a trip to another state, people who will help show up to raise money at an event when their kid isn't even involved, people who, when you're trying to teach their child a lesson that their child doesn't want to learn, will support you. People who pay the taxes that pay for that school. People who raise the children who make the music on this stage. As I go to the college world, I'm not going to get to deal with people like you anymore. And that makes it very difficult. Thank you, parents. Finally, and most importantly, and certainly most difficultly, wonderful, memorable, dedicated young people. One of my former students talked about all you ever hear is how bad kids are. Sandy said that. We talk about that a lot in my classes. The world expects teenagers to be worthless. The world expects teenagers to do the wrong thing, make the wrong choice, to behave inappropriately, to be losers. You can read it every day in your newspaper, you can see it on your television news, you can hear it when you talk with your friends about the fact that you have a teenager when you work with teenagers. They've not been at Judson High School, they've not been in my classroom with these students. The majority of kids standing up here right now spend more time with me than they do with their own families. And I spend more time with them than I do with mine. These are young people who sacrifice, who work a job, 2 jobs, so they can help pay to take private voice lessons to make themselves in the choir better. These are young people who get up extra early in the morning to come to school and practice early, who stay late. These are young people who go to athletic practice after school and sweat and work hard as an athlete and run out to the front of the school so their mom can drop them off a Sonic burger that they can eat in about 2 minutes before they go to choir rehearsal until 9 o'clock at night. And then they go home and they do their homework till midnight. And they get up the next morning and they're at school at 7 o'clock and they do it again. These are dedicated young people. These are people who sweat and cry over tests and homework. These are people who worry about their friends and who are compassionate and are mature. And the people in this choir program are young artists who achieve a level of artistry that, frankly, I don't see very often among professionals. Go watch the San Antonio Symphony. I have some friends in the San Antonio Symphony who make lovely music, but you watch the look on their face as they play their music. It sounds beautiful if you close your eyes, but you look at them, and it's a paycheck. You watch these kids sing. You watch them make music. As I leave teaching in public school, let's say that again. You don't see it very often.